Hey everyone, Adam, Machine NZ, Dan, Chirpy. Peter was here too, I don't know if he's still there now. Machine NZ, send me a link, I'll bung it in the description if I remember. If you've got pictures. Same goes for all of you. If you've got pictures online somewhere, send me the link. That's a regular live stream thing. If you've got pictures, give me a link. Hey Tinker. Excellent. This engine looks pretty good so far. I'd like to see it running. Mark, good morning. First kind of fell apart from playing with it. You get that. You want to be careful of that, Chirpy. Hey, John. Don't know if there's much to really report or to show or anything. It's been one of those weeks where I haven't really completed anything. I've just done a lot of little jobs on a lot of little projects. I've been working on these, which is what I started with. Hang on, we'll kick this over. There we go. This is D2's tool steel. Haven't decided whether I'm going to harden it. Probably not sure how stable this is going to be. I'm going to have to ask some people's opinion, but this will work. This will heat treat pretty nice, and I don't know whether I'm going to do that or not yet. It might not be a beginner project with my new oven. But this is down to size. It's 12.5 through here. It's 3/4 here, and it's the major and minor diameter for the taper for the collet. And this bit on the end's just surplus. It's going to drill off or machine off. And these are for mounting these little chucks on, which need a bit of a clean up. I might have to sit down with a rag and some oil and oil them up again. But that's the idea, and that goes through the drawbar or through the spindle and the drawbar screws on here. So that's what we're getting there. We're getting there. It's got to have probably a tin cover over here as well, which I'll either metal spin or I'll machine out a solid or find a piece of tube or something just as a thread protector. Thanks, Cam. Casting videos, that's the next thing. Casting videos are pretty hard to film because of the crowd and because, I mean, last Sunday was pretty quiet and I was there pretty early. But there's always half a dozen people putting their $2 earth in, and no one really wants to be on camera, and usually there's a lot more bad language than good language. So it worked okay with the voiceover, a few people said, so you might get more of that. I've certainly got some more footage for my Patreon project, so that'll go up on Patreon in a little while. this weekend maybe. Yeah, Mark, these are nice little chucks. I've got two of them. I've got that one. I've got that one. Hopefully they'll be nice on the launch too. A little bit less inertia and a little bit more precision than what I've got. Evening, Raymond. This is pretty heavy. I'm sort of haven't weighed it. I imagine it weighs about 4 kilos, something like that, 4 or 5 kilo maybe. Could be 10 pound easily. We all saw this pattern. Not a real good design. There's too much weight in here compared to the rest, and we had trouble getting it so that this didn't shrink. Bit of a challenge actually, but we got it pretty good. There's no shrinkage in here really, or in here. It all looks pretty jolly good actually. You put risers here, here and here, and then poured it right on here this way up, so that seemed to have worked. This is gunmetal, red brass gunmetal, whatever you like. It's gosh, composition, I did look it up. It's got a bit of zinc in it. Basically it's a lead. It's a gunmetal. It's certainly solid. There's not going to be any vibration in it, but it might be a bit of a cow to machine. That's where I'm at with that. Really got to set this up. You got it. That's about right. Don't know how much lead's in it. There might be a bit in it, but Chirpy's about right. I set this up and machine these flat, and probably machine this flat, then this flat, and this flat. There's a fair bit of draft on that, so I'm thinking it's got a bit to come off it. Could very easily set this up on angle plate in the shaper and take this off, but it's got to have probably this much off it, and that's a lot of work in a hand shaper, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I can't really think of a way to do it in a horizontal mill, in my horizontal mill. On an angle plate might be all right, but I haven't got that much height, so I don't think that that's going to happen very easily. I'm still thinking about that. Might have to borrow a milling machine. Hey, David. The cam's got it right too. It's LG2. So that's looking pretty good. I'm really pleased with that. Posted the other casting I did to my heap. Angle grinder might be really a fairly smart idea actually for a start. And that's the other option too, but holding it down on the cross slide or in the tool post or whatever might be a bit of a challenge. And we've got a bit of overhang there, so not sure about that. We'll see. I'll try a few things and see what works. Posted other casting today to my heap in Tennessee, he is, which is kind of cool. I've been to Tennessee a few times. Check out his channel. Didn't put a link down there. I probably should have, but he's building a Kenneth Wells engine. He's got a casting on the way in a few days, perhaps. Chirpy's parcel is at the post office, I believe. I'll pick it up in the morning. I didn't get the notification until I got to work today, or I would have had it now. So Chirpy's parcel's on its way. Lushed out. Pretty flash. This will fit my welding torch, which is really good, which means I've got a hose and fittings and all that sort of stuff. So this is for just a test run, really, on the casting cores for the Stuart Turner 400 engine. So you got carbon dioxide. Actually stopped at the beach today because I'm too tight to buy sand and really don't want really don't want 20 kilos of clean washed beach sand sitting around to throw out in 10 years. So visited the beach on the way home. We'll give that a wash before we use it, but we're well on the way there. Tools to turn this arbor tinker. I use my Banggood replaceable tips, actually, because I'm going to use a few tips. Inserts and this stuff, you don't have to mess up much to take the edge off one, and I think I've used about 3 inserts, something like that, or 3 corners anyway, getting this down to there. It's only got to dig in or get a bit hot or something and we're in trouble. So that's the cheapest way, and Banggood inserts are cheap. Hey, Stephen, woke up early. That's awesome. Go and check out Stephen's channel. I'm sure you all know him. Stephen Lang, Shark River Machine. He makes these precision ground flat stones at the moment. He's looking for orders, I think. Can't live without mine. If you've got a surface grinder, make them yourself. But if you haven't, he's best value for money at the moment. So yeah, Banggood, mostly because Banggood tools are cheap. They're all right. It won't take a huge big load, but we're not taking a lot off this, about 20 thou cuts, something like that. This is D2 tool steel, so it's pretty tough. It's probably tougher than 4140. That's awesome, Stephen. What else have I messed with this week that people are interested in? This box. Had this out. Not a lot of practical use for this, really, myself. And it's about the first time I've ever used it. Yeah, it's tricky to harden, but not sure. Honestly, not sure whether it's going to do it or whether it's going to distort or what. Someone might know. But I'll ask around and we'll see what's going to happen. It's probably heaps tough enough. It really is probably heaps tough enough. Just as it is, and that was the idea. This is a... it's a hundredths micrometer. Oh gosh, what do you call it? It's a test micrometer anyway. Snap gauge, a snap micrometer, I guess you'd call it. Had this out this week because I machined these on the Lorch. Hey JB, I machined this with the compound because there's no travel on the Lorch or on a second operation machine like a Lorch or a Schaublin. There's no compound travel along the work. So you've got to set your compound, or there's no saddle travel along the work. So you've got to set your compound up parallel to machine something like this. And I wanted to check this. And so I got this out and also the micrometer stand. But a few people asked about this and people were interested in it. So hey, Mark. I don't know if this will focus even on here. Will it? Will we focus? Probably. A lot of you have probably already seen one of these. If we set this back to 0 here, then this needle here will move. And we can use this knob here and set the upper and lower tolerance like this if we need to. And we've got a knob here which we can set exactly where we want to be. And we can slip the anvil out to test multiple parts. So fairly fussy machine, lots of fun to play with, but these are well within spec. I'm really pleased with that. They're about 4/10 of a thou out of parallel, but they've got a taper on this end and they're a little bit smaller on this end at 4/10, something like that. So it's really not going to worry anything. Pretty pleased about that. Very pleased. So I've got, you can probably see over there, I've got some Hornby stuff in the process of some restoration. These lathe dogs are pretty good. This is just a shaft stop collar. You can buy them for next to nothing. I mean, they're really pretty cheap at engineering supplies. And just put a bolt in it, and they've got 2 grub screws. So you take one grub screw out and put a bolt in him with a lock nut so it doesn't come loose, and use the other grub screw on the shaft, and you've got a pretty good drive dog as in different sizes. So that's a fairly interesting thing people might be interested in. The other score was this. It's pretty big. It's 48 inch. It's kind of huge actually. If we put it up here by the sticker board, you'd probably see it goes way up there out of sight. This is Kent, made in England. I think it's the English one. nice 1950s plastic edge straight edge. So that was a bit of a score. They're a bit hard to find, and I was pleased to get that for 25 bucks. So for sign writing and drawing out lines, that's just the thing. I'm really, really pleased to get that. And they are a bit collectible, so at that price it was a bargain. Also got given this. Yeah, it's Tech School T-Square. So back answering the questions first. How will I thread them? Really good question. Call in a favour. I've got a friend who said that they would run a 11.5 by 1.5, I think it is, 11.5 by 1 or something, thread on there, and 3/4 by 16 on that end. So I've done them between centres so that anyone can set them up in the machine concentric and put threads on them or whatever. So that's the idea of doing it like that. And I'll set them up, turn them back around, and set up the compound when they're both done, and machine this taper before I send them away. When I get them back and they fit the machine, we'll run a hole, a drill and a reamer down through the middle of them. Got a long series drill there to do it. Picked up a little, I don't know if anyone's interested in woodworking planes, probably you're not. They feel like a bit of a necessary evil when you're messing around with wood patterns. This is my go-to. This is a Stanley. I think it's a 601 or something, I think the number is. It's pretty nice. This is a bullnose rabbit plane I picked up for nothing. No blade in it. So that's another heat treat job. You'll see that, probably a video of it when I get my oven going. I'll make that out of O1, I guess, or W1, something like that, and heat treat it. See how we go with that. Because I needed another project. That's a given. Yeah, we've all done, I think anyone who did technical drawing, for all it was, did a bit of time on one of these. But pretty handy if you need it. What else I've got? I've picked up about 2 rubbish bags of swarf off this. It's stringy, awful stuff. And I guess there's 2 more in this one, which is next weekend's job if I get time. Speaking of next weekend, you've probably noticed that there's another live feed notification drops in and out on my channel. My friend John Pettit in Brisbane has just fitted up complete VFD unit to his new Colchester lathe, or newish Colchester lathe. He bought it new and he's been running it on 3-phase with a generator and got sick of it. So he's finally wired up a VFD properly with the stop and the brake and everything working. And he's done a bit of a tutorial document and stuff because that's sort of what he does for work. And I thought we'd do a Sunday afternoon video and go through it and answer questions and things, because it is fairly interesting and something that I'm interested in. It's something that I'm interested in, so that's going to happen, but it might not happen this week. I took it down again because finding some time when we're both available. It was going to be last Sunday, but I'm kind of glad it wasn't, because I run out of SD card space and all sorts of things. So that's the explanation there, and I apologise if people are hanging around waiting for it. Really good question, Andrew. You hit up a guy named Marcus Christensen at Christensen Engineering in Burleigh. Contact him on Facebook, or I think he's on Instagram. He's not particularly tech savvy for a young guy. He is pretty young, but I don't think he even has a mobile phone. But give him a call and say, hey, look, I'm looking for a bit of this. And even better, Andrew, if you're on Facebook, contact me or get me in touch with it, and I'll add you into the group chat, which is the Southeast Queensland thing, if you're interested in that. If anyone else is in Southeast Queensland and is interested in machining and machine tools and things, we do have a group chat that goes pretty well constantly, and I mute it out, but it's there. And if you want something like that, someone will add it to an order for you. So get in touch if you're local, because tool steel is available and all that sort of stuff. But if you haven't got an account, it gets a little bit expensive. And even if you have got a casual account with some of these guys, it still gets expensive because they have minimum charge and minimum order and all that stuff. What else? Stan Zinkowski's put up the countdown timer for the Barsey Summer Bash, which is 217 days away or something stupid. Just a heads up, if you're wondering whether you're going to go or not, or make the effort, or whether you're going to put some money aside or spend it on, let's face it, a couple of big Saturday nights, this year might be a really good year to go. I can't say any more than that, but I'm just saying that this year could be the year to go to the Bash if you get opportunity. Yeah, can't say any more than that. That also means that I'm actively looking for a sponsor for the tool making competition. I've actually hit up DJI, who make drones and Steadicams, things like that. And I've hit up GoPro without very much success. I can get a machining prize, no problems at all. And whether that's a gift voucher or whatever, and there are things that would translate to international and it'd be good. But I would like to see tool making entries from woodworking guys and from blacksmiths and from leather workers, all those sort of things. And a lot of them aren't real interested in a new magnetic chuck for the surface grinder. So I'm open to suggestions on that. If anyone's had any more ideas, I'm pretty keen to get some suggestions about that. I am actually actively calling people to see if someone will put up some money or a prize, because that would take this competition to the next level, and I really would like to do that. So that's that. Anyway, that's pretty much an update. Everyone's gone quiet. You haven't gone quiet. I've just got to scroll down. That's a cliffhanger, and I don't think even Dale knows about that one, but it's a cliffhanger. And I'm not saying, I can't say anymore. I can't say anything, and I'm not going to. Sworn to secrecy. With that, I've got to say, and hey, Dale, when did you sneak in? That's awesome. I'm glad you're here. Still waiting for your FabTech video and for your Good of the Land Fest video. No pressure. With that, anyway, I'm going to... Yeah, we're going to pixel out this old toady. That's all right. I'm going to call it a night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. It's really awesome to catch up with everyone. If you got pictures of something, I'll say that. I said it right at the beginning. If you got pictures of something you're doing, you got a link, you got what you're doing, bung it up in the comments, and I'll put it in the description box, or send me an email, or just let me know. Happy to promote whatever. If anyone's watching this, hey, check back in 3 days, because there probably will be some cool links and things to look. Anyway, go back to sleep, Stephen. Engine patterns we'll get to next week. Once I've tried the cores and everything looks really good. Thanks, guys. Be good, be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves, and more soon.